Hi, it's time for Street Talk, your voice and your views on the issues in the news. Turkish troops may be crossing the border into Iraq very soon, adding further to the complicated war there. After massing troops in the area, Turkey's cabinet has just requested permission from Parliament to begin cross-border operations against separatists who use the mountainous north of Iraq as a base for attacks in Turkey. The motion is expected to pass as pressure continues to mount on Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan's government after a number of deadly attacks by the Kurdish Workers' Party. The motion would grant legality to military action over the period of 1 year. Bettina, writing to us from Argentina, applauds the Turkish cabinet's decision to take action. Turkey has the right to defend itself and not according to US agenda. The US-led coalition must learn it can't intervene in other sovereign nations' affairs. Umar in Nigeria sees a bleak future for Iraq if Turkey crosses the border. The Kurdish area of Iraq is not totally peaceful, and if Turkey invades the area to deal with the PKK or the rebels in the north, it would just create more chaos in the country. From Malaysia, Kenneth gives us his blunt but simple solution. If the majority of southern Turkey's territory is of Kurdish ancestry, then I think this land should be annexed by the Kurds. Otherwise, if less than a majority of the inhabitants of southern Turkey are Kurdish, then the rebels should back off. Now, what's the first thing you would do if you were president for a day? That's the question we asked in our open mic segment, which we'll air over the next 3 days. Our crews in Los Angeles, Manila and Paris took to the streets to get responses. Today, they're from sunny California.
If I was in charge, I would make sure that every human being, every American citizen would get health care, or any person that's in the United States to get health care, because that's the #1 problem we have right now.
To address America's image regarding the rest of the world, because a lot of the world sees us very negatively, and it doesn't have to be that way.
Probably healthcare reform is what I would take care of first. The first thing I would do is pull everybody out of Iraq, no matter what they think the consequences might be. And the second thing I would do is institute a flat tax across the board for everybody.
If I was president, I would get out of Iraq and reform healthcare.
Universal health coverage. If I were president, I would get universal health coverage for everyone.
There you have it, your voice. It's fashionable to be communist, judging by the latest designs. Red stars and socialist emblems are all the rage, covering t-shirts, hats and bags. And it seems that China's retail outlets don't want to be left behind. Chairman Mao Zedong's face is plastered across furniture, cufflinks and photos. In Hong Kong's trendy Causeway Bay, the shopping district there, the communist icon is a popular motif at home furnishing and fashion shops. In Beijing, where old houses in small streets have become trendy stores, local retired residents have become shopkeepers, with communist memorabilia becoming something of a commodity. Many have called the phenomenon communist chic or China chic. Well, from communism commodities to consumer commuting, if you're feeling too lazy to walk to the market, you might appreciate the idea of a train that literally comes through the bazaar. The gap. That's it until next time. Do keep sending in your questions and comments and point us to anything interesting or amusing for Street Talk. Remember, what you see here isn't necessarily the view of Al Jazeera, and some of the content's been edited, but for time and space reasons only. And that's the talk on the street.